Alright, so I'm back with another video about Elemental. This is the first version we've gotten of Beta 3. It's been a long time. Uh, so yeah, let's get started playing. As you can see, I've been playing for a few turns now. I think I'm around 100 turns. Yeah, turn 119. Uh, so let's think about what's different. That's what most people are probably wondering if they're thinking about joining the beta. And one thing I can say is, if you are going to join the beta, you should probably join right now, because the game is just getting increasingly good with each version, and we're supposed to get a lot of really nice updates during Beta 3. So if you have the money, it's pretty much a full-feature game in my opinion right now. But it will be coming out this fall, so if you do just want to wait so that you're more surprised during the thing, I mean, you can do that. Right, so let's get started with what's been going on. It's kind of annoying. I picked the I always choose mountainous because I like the way the terrain looks. Like this. If you play some of the other options, there won't be nearly as many mountains, which means fewer choke points. And the resources seem to be a little better balanced with mountainous terrain. Except in this case, where I started out, I think this was my starting place right here. It was like a 3-2 spot. There's, I guess there was this air shrine here, but air shrines aren't really that useful unless you're fighting someone that's relying heavily on bows, and I don't think the Tarth are anywhere near me. So I moved my first city down here, where I got a 3 grain, 4 material spot next to an iron. It's really important to build your cities next to iron mines, because then you can build iron works, which will increase the amount of iron produced by 50%. So the idea was, I scouted a little bit later, I found an iron mine to the west, and an iron mine to the east, way down here. So my plan was to use all outposts and then just have one sort of level 3 city by the mid-game that would be just pumping out, let's see, 3 plus 50%, 4.5 metal per turn, which translates to some pretty good plate mail. And Gildan actually has really great plate mail choices. Take a quick look at the tech tree. Warfare. Yes, so Gildan pretty much has a new groove. They start out with some they start out with War Club instead of regular club. So they start out with a really good melee weapon. It's a Gildan-only weapon. Then they also get a unique War Hammer called the Battle Hammer, a little extra attack. And if you get all the way up to Blacksmithing, which has been appropriately repositioned in the Warfare tech tree, that will give you Mace, which is it was -5 initiative, so you're actually losing about 25% of your initiative, but you're getting a 16 blunt attack, which is excellent as long as your enemies aren't using let's see, plate mail. And if you continue to research, you can get something called light plate, which is unique armor for the Gildan. Instead of having a chainmail as all the other factions do, Gildan faction gets light plate, which will do much better against blunt, instead of much better against cutting, which is what chainmail is primarily for now. The armor is just 1,000 times more interesting than it was before. Before, as you increase in the tech tree, armor got better, and there was no reason not to choose it as long as you could afford it. And they just made it extremely cost prohibitive. But now, it seems like I would choose leather for most of my troops because of cost issues in production. But the choice for light plate versus medium plate is I'm always going to be countering blunt weapons, and I don't really have a great defense against cutting weapons. With someone like the Tarth, they have a special masterwork chainmail instead of plate, so they don't have any plate armor. So they're weaker against blunt, but they're really good at stopping cutting weapons. There's a lot of little nuances like that. And actually, I believe Altar has a special kind of leather that's, I think it's called Athican leather, and it does extra defense, and it has fireproofing. which means that you don't have to worry about Fireball as much, which is the biggest killer for your train units. Lots of great diversity already, and we're really just at the beginning of what they're planning on doing. I believe what they said was that Magnar and Gildan have the most differences, and the other ones are coming in the next couple of weeks. Yes, I think I have one more unique weapon. Sledge. I'm guessing that's a new... Yeah, I think that's a unique weapon. It probably does extra attack and has a greater initiative penalty. I think it would be a really interesting battle to see Tarth fight Gildan. They seem like they're the two most opposing factions as far as their strengths and weaknesses. So that's the basic changes to the warfare tree. Now the magic tree is it's just elaborate. There's so many new changes. Like, this is a random unlock. It gives me the Gift of Iron spell. I've never actually seen this before. Now, unfortunately, the tags that tell you what this spell does are a little bit buggy. It just tells me the name of it, and there's no way to, you know, click on it and find out anything more. But it seems like it's going to do pretty good because it's Book of Stones, and I have an Earth Shard, so I assume that I'll get some sort of bonus to Gift of Iron. Which I'm thinking is some sort of defensive boost, and that's exactly what the Gildan want. If I go farther down here, I won't really have any advantages. Although if I get up to enchantment, I can train an Iron Golem, which is a unique Gildan unit that can. It's basically like a giant golem made of iron. It's pretty simple to understand. They are really great at defense, but they're not that great at doing damage. So if you're planning on building a really powerful trained unit tank, Iron Golem's almost certainly where you'd want to start. Looks like I got Book of Winds. I think that's a unique unlock too now. I'm not sure what they changed. A lot of spells have been changed slightly. I'm hoping that Eyes of the Eagle is a better scouting spell now. It probably is. Right. So yeah, Sorcery is a new tech, I think. Alchemist Lab is cool. You can turn... it costs 10 crystal to build, so there's a slight cost to building each one. Although I gotta say, 10 crystal is pretty much nothing. I mean, most people are going to be getting 2 or 3 crystal per turn, so it's really only 3 turns with crystal. It's not a big enough cost. I would make it 50 crystal, and see, it does -1 crystal per season, so there's a longer term cost. But it'll give you 2 Gildar per season and 0.5 metal per season. This is a really valuable thing for me, where I don't want any crystal and I want lots and lots of metal. So I'm going to build all the Alchemist Labs I possibly can. Ancient Temple doesn't say a lot, but I'm pretty sure the requirement is that you have to have a shard within your city to build. I'm gonna have to test that out later. And then here we go. Foundry is plus 50% crystal production, but I also believe you have to have a crystal mine within that city. And actually, let's see where Ironworks is at. It should be under blacksmithing, right? Yeah, Ironworks. Oh, that's research per material. Blacksmith is +1 material. Maybe it's under mining. Yes, smelter. -10 metal, +1 maintenance, 50% metal production. Which is why I rushed to that tech, so that I could build it. Although it's a little bit odd, because I have the tech, but I don't have the option in this city, I don't think. Yeah, I have Iron Mine, but I don't have Iron Works. It's very unfortunate, because I was really excited about trying that out. Alright. But anyways, let's get back to the story of what happened. So basically, I set about my work to take this Iron Mine and take this Iron Mine. There was a few baddies in here that I had to fight off, which was no problem, except when I got up here, this Hoarder Spider and its minions. I renamed it Grendel because it seemed appropriate. It's killed my heroes 2 or 3 times now. So I keep on trying to build an outpost here, and its lair is there. It's not really that close, but these spiders are really aggressive, and they've been just attacking this every chance they get. So I've been testing out putting different levels of units there with different kinds of defenses, and pretty much no matter what, Grendel kills them all, because it has 40 attack and 21 defense, and it's got 166 hit points. So there's nothing I can do about her until much later in the game. Oh, I assume that it's a her because all large spiders are female, not being specious or anything. I think what my plan is I'm going to build a whole bunch of keepers and send them in sort of a wave force at it until it's weak enough for one of my heroes to take it out. So here's my Sovereign. I kind of like how he stands out among the crowd, even though they've all got the exact same stuff. It's very Gildanish. So, you know, he's got a couple of basic units. One thing I like is that War Club is extremely useful, even after I research spears and axes and everything, because, well, for one thing, it does better against chainmail, although probably not enough to matter, but also it has a pretty close damage to the other weapons, but it costs very little to produce, and it costs no metal, plus it's a oh right, yeah, it's a blunt damage type that doesn't require any text. So I've been building them the whole time, and you know I've lost quite a few, but it didn't matter because they're cheap to produce. Right now, the biggest problem in my empire, I had 500 Gildar not too long ago, but I'm paying 16.4 Gildar per season, and all of that is unit maintenance. And let's see how many units I have. Okay, I've got 3 units there. And those are like beginning of the game units. Like once you have training, you could build this unit. Guardian, yeah, is about the same. So I guess I've got leather-clad units and Guardians. So Brutes and Guardians. And I've got 3 here, 3 leather-clad units down there, and 3 in my city. And those 9 units are costing me 16.4 Gildar per turn. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, why am I paying that much? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun to have them. They just aren't really worth it. Because a unit that's like, I don't know, like second tier units that are using axes are gonna just, you know, run right through these guys. It's not even gonna be a competition. So it's a little unfair that I'm paying that much for them. Especially since this probably isn't even... yeah, I'm getting plus 4 Gildar per turn, so it's actually costing me a lot more. These keepers are cheap. Actually, no, they're slightly more expensive. And then these are the 2 armies. Yeah, those are ridiculously high costs for the very beginning of the game. I would say I should be paying maybe 25% of this, which seems, you know, oh, well, that's, you know, way too cheap. But if you look at Magnar, they have slave units that are totally free. So they could have, you know, 10 times this army and be paying 20 Gildar less per season, which would be 0 Gildar per season. It's one thing that still needs a lot of balance. I understand the fear, like the psychology behind why they made these choices, because they're like, oh, well, we don't just want units to be unlimited. And I'm like, well, yeah, okay, neither do I. I don't want to just be able to pump out an infinite number of units, but these are the weakest units in the game. Maybe 0.5 Gildar per turn, maybe. But even that's really a stretch, because these are also parties. If I upgraded these to groups, they would cost twice as much. It doesn't work for the early game, especially since even if I increase my taxes to oppressive, yeah, it only takes off 4 Gildar per turn, because I just don't have the tax base to field an army, and yet I need an army for this point in the game. Because I'm at war with 2 other races. One of them is Magnar, and so they're going to be pumping out free units, and the other one's Yithril, who gets 50% wages units. So unless my units are twice as powerful or infinite times as powerful, I'm going to be seriously screwed. And my units aren't even twice as powerful as what Yithril has. Alright, so that's my major gripe with the game, but I have to say it's been a lot of fun fighting this spider. I haven't had this much fun fighting a monster in a long time. I do think it's a little overpowered, just because it has such a high health thing to overcome. Because if it was like half that health, I've taken it down to half its health before. But then I died. So it would be nice if that was a little better balanced. Ooh, here's a death demon over here. I would actually call these shadow demons. I don't know. The lore isn't quite clear. They have a lot of cool stuff. They're vulnerable to lightning, so my air shards are going to help out there. I have 2 air shards, I think, right? Yep, 2 air shards. So I'll be able to do some really powerful lightning spells later on. But I'm actually kind of boxed in. Like, my choice to go west is, well, if you look at it like I do, strategically, there's a spider blocking the west. I'm pretty sure that this doesn't lead anywhere. And then to the south is Yithril, and to the direct south is Magnar. And I'm pretty sure... I shouldn't be able to do this. So yeah, he's got... Oh, that's not good. He should be building all slave units. Yes, this is one of the units I created. The Dread Monk is one of the coolest looking units ever. I mean, he looks like the Sith from Star Wars. It's just awesome. And as you see, he's got Monk's Staff, which is only 6 attack, but it gets counterattack, and +1 dodge per level. Then I gave him Ring of Fire, that puts it at 7 attack. Scarstone, 8 attack. Ring of Life, +3 HP. Cold Attack, that doesn't really fit the idea of a Fire Monk, but it gives him a bonus. So that puts him at 9 attack, and then he's got 3 defense and an extra 2 initiative. Totally different strategy for fighting this unit compared to a Gildan unit, which is one of the things I really like, is the 2 sort of proclivities that each one moves towards, because Magnar is all about using the magic tree, and Gildan is always all about using up to the mid-level of the weapons tree, and then going over to civics and getting your mining and stuff. So they're using totally different paths, and just they play like oil and water. It's really interesting to watch. Alright, so that's the basic nature of the game. Everything is a lot different from Beta 2, so if you're on the fence about joining, I would say join right now, because the game is just so much fun. Plus, you gotta think, given Elemental's history, you want to get in the beta as soon as possible so that the devs can see your crash reports, so that they can fix the game to run well optimized on your machine. Because if you join on release and your obscure video card that you got 75% off at Staples doesn't work, well, it's going to take you probably a week or 2 before they update with a patch that will fix your problem. So if you get in now, you won't have to worry about that sort of stuff, and you can have lots of fun playing the game. Oh, let's see, there were some interesting buildings. One of the things that I didn't like about Beta 2 was you didn't have to think about buildings. It was like, oh, I have unlocked a building, I will now take 1 turn to build that building, and then I will move on with the game. So those buildings didn't even really matter. Really, they should have just been, you unlock the tech in the tech tree, and then it just gives you the bonus, because it's pointless to build anything. But these ones, like Study, Sage, and Barracks, well, the only reason I'm not building Barracks is because I want to get mounted first, or I should say, get mounted warfare first, so that then I can build it right here to connect to that air shard, which is the stupid city snaking. As you can see, I've been snaking all the way up there. It's one of the problems with city snaking, but they're fixing that pretty soon. Or actually, I should say, after Beta 3, they're going to look at it. But they'll move it to a one-tile city system, so you won't get all this ridiculous city snaking that I'm doing. Oh, but yeah, but the other buildings I'm not building, like the Sage, that's a 1 per faction building. It does +1 research, which would be more than 10% bonus to research for me, plus 10% bonus to research. but it's only one per faction, and this is a only a 3 grain spot, but it has 4 materials, so it's never going to have very high research, because research is based on population. So what I want to do is maybe see if there's some habitable land beyond that desert, or habitable land beyond this desert, that I can build this option in, because otherwise it's going to be a waste. And I believe that Sage is not buildable by Empire. Oh, nope, they have one too. Alright, so I don't want to build it. I'm going to take over Imperium eventually. So I won't be able to build it here, and I need to build it before I take over theirs, so that it doesn't register as me having one already. That way I get 2. Let's see, Inspiration. +2. Oh yeah, that's another nice thing. Inspiration gives you +2 research, plus 10% research in the city, so it has an immediate effect in the early game, which is appropriate for that kind of spell. In fact, I might want to cast that. One of the major advances in my civilization was the ability to understand how to build shrines. Once I started building shrines, my mana boosted way up. Before that, I'd used all my mana, and I had enchantments that were going, so I wasn't gaining any new mana, and I just had to basically pretend like mana didn't exist for about 20 years. It was a rough time for my civilization. Alright, so this is the new magic stuff. A lot of it is the same, although there's subtle differences, because we don't have the classic D&D... Excuse me for a sec. Ah, yeah, sorry, there's mice in my room. Alright, we don't have the classic D&D stats like strength, intelligence, constitution anymore. We just have pragmatic stacks like HP and dodge and attack and encumbrance or weight capacity. So this one, instead of doing +1 constitution, it does +3 hit points. Essentially, that's how things are going to work now. The best thing in the game is we now have Dispel Enchantment, although this is supposed to be unlocked in the tech tree, so there's a little bit of a bug with it. But basically, it'll dispel 1 random enchantment from the city. So if someone casts Antipathy on your city, and you have 3 of your own enchantments on it, you can't guarantee that you can take off Antipathy. You can only guarantee that one of those enchantments will randomly be destroyed. So it's sort of like... it adds a little bit of random element, like an unknown element, to casting the spell, which is what we really need in spells is, oh, well, how many, am I going to have to cast this 4 times, or will I get it on the first one? So, I mean, you lose a little bit of mana, but really I find this spell a lot more exciting than if it was just, gets rid of 1, oh wait, it says dispels 1 random enemy enchantment. Well, it still works. Okay, it's not quite as good as I thought it was. I'm sure that would have pissed a lot of people off if they did it the way I wanted. But this way's fine too, I guess. But basically, if they cast Antipathy, I think there's like Firestorms and whatever the ice one is on you, you dispel one of them, but you don't get to choose. So it's still an interesting choice. Enchanted Hammers is really nice. It does +2 production per material, +1 per Earth Shard. So I'm going to cast that right away. Ooh, nice little spell effect there. Good job, guys. Wow. I'm surprised that effect doesn't decrease performance more. That was really nice. I'm always afraid that nice effects are going to decrease performance too much. Let's see, and then Inspiration. That's only 5 mana, 1 upkeep. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to start casting spells and rocking this. I should be able to zoom in a lot more. There we go. Ah, yes. The visuals were looking nice. Although you got to think, this is going to be a one-tile city soon. So what they're going to have to do is make this hub, basically probably have a little castle inside of it, make everything a smaller scale, have a little castle over here, have some, village stuff over here, maybe a little fence wall around it, and then like, I don't know, like faux merchants and whatnot in this area. And then as you level up, like, let's say you level up, this tile right here will turn into whatever you choose for your city level up bonus. Like, let's say that you're focusing on metal, you build a iron merchant here, and so you can now trade Gildar for iron, and there's like a little sort of district of smoke and fire and stuff going on in this area, with like some extra houses and whatnot. That way, you're not wasting all the memory trying to display this sort of quaint town, which doesn't really fit the scale of the rest of the game. But we're a long way off from that, so it's not totally worth mentioning, I guess. Alright, let's do some action. I'm just gonna save and then have some fun, since you guys are taking the time to watch. Okay. I'm gonna have some fun. Now I know that Magnar starts out with Pillar of Fire. Actually, there's some unique spells for each faction too. Pillar of Fire, or Candle Cloak is a good one. If you have Mantle of Fire and Candle Cloak on your units, you basically just want to give them an infinite number of hit points and defense, and then just always have them defend and let people hit them, because they'll take almost no damage, and they'll do about, what, 6-7 fire damage, which isn't defensible, unless you're Magnar, or if you have Ethican armor on or something. It's a pretty clever plan, actually. I think I'm going to try that next time I start a game. Magnar and Gildan are the most fun to play with right now. See, now there's going to be a lot of possibly tough units in this city. I haven't had enough time to really test out the city defense, but it's a good bet that I would lose these level 1 units unless I use Stone Skin. Stone Skin's way overpowered right now. It gives you it's giving me plus 15 defense in all defense categories. It probably shouldn't be giving blunt defense, because according to the rest of the lore of the game, anything that's stone is weak to blunt. So it shouldn't be giving any blunt defense, but it is. Alright, yeah. So they've got a ton of city militia. A couple of dread monks, some spearmen. This is going to be an interesting battle. And I don't have my Sav here, just one of my heroes, and she's not wearing armor. I thought about clothing her, but it's not quite as sexy, right? No, actually, I don't think I've researched the proper text when I stationed her, and I forgot about it. To be so goddamn politically correct. Oh, alright. So, my first mistake was not moving them up. Hope that doesn't kill me. Oh, no, it's fine. Alright. Ooh, I love this. The Magnar are also the coolest looking units. They look like the Argonians from Elder Scrolls. I would hate to be a video game maker and have everyone constantly relate every video game I make to every other video game that isn't my game. Especially when I spend a whole bunch of work making them. But don't they just look awesome? Alright, enough of that. Let's see. I don't even know where to attack. Oh, one new thing. See how these units have shields above their heads? That's because every time that you pass turn, basically when you're not performing an action during your turn, it gives you automatic defense. So these units don't have shields or armor, but when they defend, they get plus 5 armor, and since they're in their own city/territory, they get plus 25% armor, so that boosts their armor to 7, which means that my attack of 12 is much less powerful now. So, I probably want to attack these spearmen, because they're going to be the best at hurting my well-armored units. they get 33% armor penetration. Kudos on the devs, by the way, for finally balancing spears. Spears now do a very, oh, see, it clinked. That's another benefit of the new beta is, things will clink now instead of doing 1 damage if they're supposed to be doing less damage. Before, if they did any damage at all to you, like even if it was like 0.1 damage, it would subtract 1 damage from you, I think. No one wants that. Alright, these are more Dread Monks. They're level 1, so they're not very dangerous, but you get these guys up to level 10, they're pretty much unstoppable. Alright. Oh, another reason clubs are great is if a unit has high armor, then spears are better. But if a unit has 0 armor, like the City Militia do, clubs do more damage than spears, I think. Well, it's hard to tell. But basically, a war club is just as good or better if the unit's unarmored. So it's good to keep a combination of both in the early game if you're Gildan, since you have such great clubs. Alright. Last hit? Nope, not last hit. Alright. So she has counterattack, but it only has a % chance to trigger. There you go. And then she'll cast poison. Yeah. Plus she's got regeneration. Alright, so... it's nice I can see that she's already poisoned those guys. Oh, I wasted that one. Alright. I wonder if I should just autoplay this battle. No, it's pretty important. Nah. Let's see what happens. The animation's too fast. See, one of the cool things they did is slower the animation speed a bit. But doesn't look like I'm currently benefiting from that. Haha! See, look how many hit points my units have. She's got about 50 hit points. Normal hero would have about 20 at her level, or 25. But Gildan get extra HP per level. Oh, and she does bash for some reason. I think that's her special trait. I should add some spearmen to this army. Wow. It was a very bombastic piece. Oh, this might be good. Damn it. I shouldn't be attacking people that can counterattack with her. Oh, these spearmen cannot be counterattacked. That's why they're doing so well. You gotta pay close attention to weapons in this version because they all do very different things. In fact, it looks like she's gonna have to retreat soon. There we go. Also nice that units don't counterattack when they die. That would really bother me. We had a lot of that in War Magic. And in Galactic Civilizations 2. Which was really like the B4 to this game's data. Oh, and that makes War of Magic lore, which is absolutely right. Alright, she's just going to be defensive. There it is. See, now their archers are literally up against a wall. This is going to be a lot of fun. Clubs are also ideal when compared to daggers and swords when you're fighting spearmen, because obviously you don't get that extra counterattack, so you're losing a huge portion of what they calculate as your bonus in using those weapons against spearmen. And spearmen are likewise great counters against people who have swords. There's a huge new level to strategies in this version. Notice how easily I just rip through these city militia. They're not that powerful, but the reason they're not powerful is because Magnar was dumb and didn't research leatherworking. If they had, in the new version, leatherworking will give all city militia leather, which would mean that all these archers would be standing a chance right now, and I never would have killed those melee city militia. Also, let's just take a minute and enjoy the fact that city archer militia are now in the game, because, I mean, that's something that I was really pushing towards with my waiting for next beta mod, is that, hey guys, look at this great thing that I've done called City Archers. Alright, so that was victory. Might have been some changes to this. Not gonna check. Okay, so I basically just pushed the I lose button for Magnar. Oh, little gold deposit? That'll help. They are so screwed now. Just, I mean, unimaginably screwed. Plus, I got their city, even though I didn't want to take it yet. I got their Tower of Dominion. That's really nice. Oh. And I can build Archivist here, which will unlock... oh no, it doesn't unlock books. There's some things that I have in my mod for 0.86 that I just expect to be in this version, but they're never here. Right. Ooh, that's ominous. Ooh, here's one interesting thing to check. See, this really bothers me. This is a problem that I had. Oh wait, no, it's fixed. See, when I made my city archers, this stat would bleed into this stat, and you couldn't see which one was which. In the new one, though, it seems like they fixed it. Okay, so I just got a huge number of improvements for that. It really is better to take over an enemy city than to try and build your own. Okay, so I need to destroy this outpost. Not sure why they built it. Need to destroy this outpost, and then that looks like a city. So I'll have to deal with that later. And there's some extra spearmen out here. Oh wait, no, that outpost is what's doing it. I wonder if they even have any cities left. It looked like they were one city. I keep on doing that. See, I expect to have to hit defend for these guys, so I'm pushing spacebar, and it's ending their turn on the wrong unit. Oh, I need to dispel this stone skin too. Uh, Gildan has to pay extra for tactical battle spells, so you want to use all of their magic on enchantments if you can. It's going to be more useful. Need to get rid of all this so that I can recharge my mana a bit. I'm actually using a lot of it. Yeah, I'll take regeneration off you. I'll get rid of all the stone skin, I think. That stuff is really better to just cast it when you go into the battle, because right now it's really cheap. The only thing you want to keep on is city enchantments. See, like I'm saving 10 mana per turn right now, or like 6 mana per turn. So as long as it takes me more than like 20 turns before I have my next major battle, where I need stone skin, it's gonna in the long run be better to do what I'm doing. Alright. Ooh. Yeah, see, my tech power just went way up. Gotta be happy about that, right? Oh, this is another cool thing. Administration now increases army size. And so does cooperation. So, basically you really want that. Especially considering that there's a lot of gold maintenance for stuff. Huh. Agriculture never finished. Might as well finish that. I think that was a glitch. See, I'm paying a lot of money right now. And I need to be able to afford, I think I figured 2 Keeper's armies. Yeah. To do what I need to do. I might just cheat and increase the Gildar. I suspect that's one of the reasons why. Ha! Well, this guy's got more injuries than traits. Man, talk about a village bicycle. This guy's getting raped. Monk staff. Well, I do want a monk staff, so I will kill you. Otherwise, I might laugh this whole thing off. Ah, he's casting something. This time I'll remember. Just move them up casually. God damn, he cast Flame Wave. See, now, I think the animation's slightly off on Flame Wave because the pictures they show on the internet make that look like a much cooler animation, but the animation's so slow you can't tell what the hell's going on. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, no. See, the health doesn't always show what it's supposed to on the first hit. Oh, Life Mage. That'll be nice. Although Growth and Shrink right now are bugged. +3 accuracy and attack? Can't argue with that. Oh, this is cool too. There's a trait called Defender for Path of the Defender. Basically, it just increases your defense bonus. That might be useful against Grendel. Nah, I'll go with Life Mage. I want to get level 5 life so that I can increase, start increasing unit level with magic. Okay. Yeah, just squashed Magnar, which sucks because if they would have been building slave units, they probably would have had like double or triple the army. I guess it doesn't suck for me. Alright. So this will give me command post, which is too expensive right now. This will give... oh, this will decrease maintenance. Increase faction prestige. Town Hall will allow me to upgrade my taxes. So that's something I'll want. Oh, and there's a research thing too. Alright, well this video's gone on long enough. I've pretty much shown the basics of the new thing. I think there's some new lighting going on in this ditch. I always find little new things like that. And I think that these 3 pillars in the middle are new too. It's hard to tell. Anyways, the game looks a lot more beautiful now. It just gets better and better each update. Although this last update took forever. But anyways, that's the skinny as far as Beta 3 goes, so go out there and buy the game, and if you're watching this and you already have the beta, you should be playing the beta, not watching me play it. Thank you, and good night.